Hello and welcome everybody. I wanted to create a channel for people who are learning English with a focus on word pronunciation. So I started making videos where I would say a word and use it in a sentence and focusing on words likely to be used so people can learn quickly. Water. Water. Before I poured some water into the glass, I spilt some on the counter. Notebook. Notebook. My friend has a notebook which she likes to do drawings in. Pen. Pen. The person is writing with a pen. City. City. Lots of people live in the city. Luggage. Luggage. The man is heading away for the weekend and packed a change of clothes into his luggage. Packed. Packed. The bag is packed with clothes, passport, tablet, camera, sunscreen, and glasses. Passports. Passports. The couple have their passports ready for the trip to another country. Medication. Medication. The traveller packed some medication into a small bag for use on the trip. Toothbrush. Toothbrush. Toothbrush and toothpaste sit on a countertop. Weights. Weights. The man waits at the airport to catch his plane. Newspaper. Newspaper. I like to read the newspaper with my morning coffee. Sleeping. Sleeping. I saw the cat was sleeping, so I walked past quietly. Happy. Happy. The dog is happy to meet new people. Coins. Coins. Several coins are on the counter. Card. Card. The customer wants to pay the bill by card. EFTPOS terminal. EFTPOS terminal. The cashier inserts the customer's card into the EFTPOS terminal so they can pay their bill. Arrow. Arrow. The arrow on the walkway points toward the way to go. Forward. Forward. The person has to walk forward to follow the arrow. Left. Left. The arrow on the exit sign points to the left. Right. Right. The arrow on the sign points to the right. Water slides. Water slides. The water park has 3 water slides at this pool. The red slide is on the left and it doesn't turn, so people can go very fast. The blue slide is in the middle and it is longer. When going down the blue slide, the rider first turns left and then turns right. The rainbow slide is on the right. It is wider than the others, so 2 people can go down together. Talking. Talking. The man is talking on his mobile phone. Police. Police. 2 police officers are patrolling in the park. Firefighters. Firefighters. 2 firefighters are spraying water on the fire. Paramedics. Paramedics. 2 paramedics take the patient to the ambulance for a trip to the hospital. Life jacket. Life jacket. We had a spare life jacket in the canoe for the passenger to wear after we picked her up. Lifeguard. Lifeguard. The lifeguard sits in the tower watching swimmers, ready to help if needed. Sun cream. Sun cream. The lady put sun cream on her arms to protect them from getting burnt. Scissors. Scissors. Scissors are being used to cut the paper. First aid kit. First aid kit. The workshop has a suitcase-sized first aid kit to be able to quickly treat any injuries. Bandage. Bandage. A co-worker gives first aid by applying a bandage to the injured person's wrist. Doctor. Doctor. The doctor writes a referral for a patient to see a specialist after seeing the X-ray. Discuss. Discuss. 3 doctors discuss the patient's issue while looking at their X-ray. Wheelchair. Wheelchair. After injuring my leg, someone brought me a wheelchair so I could still get around by myself. Climb. Climb. We had to climb up a very long ladder to get to the top of the mountain. Up. Up. We had to look up to see all the kites. Down. Down. The bear is looking down from the window. Stairs. Stairs. Walking up the stairs takes people out of the courtyard and into the park. In. In. It was good to step in the cottage and get away from the bad weather. Out. Out. The arrow points the way for people to get out of the building in an emergency. Hot. Hot. It gets very hot in the desert. Cold. Cold. It gets very cold when it snows. Narrow. Narrow. The laneway was narrow, barely able to fit 2 people side by side. Wide. Wide. The road was very wide. It could fit 8 cars across. Thumbs down. Thumbs down. Thumbs down commonly means no, or is a sign of disagreement. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Thumbs up commonly means yes, or is a sign of agreement. Above. Above. The bags are stored above the bookcase. Underneath. Underneath. 2 boxes are carried underneath the helicopter. Dim. Dim. A few candles filled the room with a dim light. Torch. Torch. The hiker uses a torch to light up the pathway down to the village. Bright. Bright. Even though it was night time, the lights at the stadium made the field very bright. Toilet. Toilet. The toilet in the hotel room was in the bathroom. Toilet rolls. Toilet rolls. We usually keep several extra toilet rolls in the house so we don't run out. Urinals. Urinals. There were several urinals on the wall in the male toilet. Wash. Wash. The lady is using a bar of soap to wash her hands in the sink. Clean. Clean. Just before we left the apartment, we gave it a thorough clean. Late. Late. The player wondered why his friends were late. They were meant to start playing at 8 o'clock, and it is now 8:05. Grab. Grab. The woman reaches up to grab coffee from the shelf. Cool, cool. Fans were used to cool the computer. Opened, opened. The bridge was opened up for a ship to go along the river. Pencils, pencils. There were lots of pencils in the tin. All of them were a different colour. Green, green. The green bird sits on a tree branch. Brown, brown. A brown horse joined the pair of hikers for lunch. Blue, blue. The cafe served drinks in a blue cup and saucer. Black, black. The black cat looks across the room while sitting on top of the lounge. Grey, grey. The grey cat has blue eyes. Orange, orange. The sky turned a beautiful orange colour at sunset. Purple, purple. The field is full of purple lavender flowers. Red, red. The tree has red leaves. White, white. The dove is white. Yellow, yellow. The old yellow car is parked next to the building. Pink, pink. The flower is pink. Cable car, cable car. We rode the cable car to get across the valley. Train, train. A train is a good way to move many people a long distance. Steam train, steam train. This steam train carries passengers out of a city covered in snow. Train station, train station. A train station is a place where people get on and off trains. Tram, tram. A tram is a smaller train and runs between the cars on the highway. Bike, bike. The bike is parked in the middle of the pathway. Scooter, scooter. A scooter is a small motorbike and useful for short trips around the city. Motorbike, motorbike. The motorbike is parked by a lake with mountains in the distance. Helmet, helmet. The lady puts on a helmet before getting on the motorbike. Car, car. The red car is parked on the side of the road under a tree. Convertible car, convertible car. This car has a roof that can be brought out when it is raining. Inside, inside. After walking us around the car, the dealer showed us inside. Driving, driving. The woman is driving the car. Mirror, mirror. It was nearly night time, so I glanced into the mirror and took one last look at the sunset. Refuel, refuel. We went for such a long trip that we had to refuel the car before we got there. Road sign, road sign. The road sign warns drivers of kangaroos ahead. Taxi, taxi. Taxis are cars with drivers who are paid to take people where they need to go. Four-wheel drive, four-wheel drive. The lifeguard vehicle is a four-wheel drive to avoid it getting stuck in the sand. Bus, bus. A bus is a way to move a lot of people around a city. Truck. Truck. The red truck moves freight along a highway. Van. Van. The van has stopped by an office building to make a delivery. Boat. Boat. A boat is travelling across water. Canoe. Canoe. We finished the week on the island and packed the canoe for the trip back across the lake. Rowboat. Rowboat. Rowboats move by someone paddling with the oars. Canal. Canal. The residents park their boats in the canal next to their houses. Windsurfers. Windsurfers. Lots of windsurfers would go out onto the lake when it gets windy. Sailing ship. Sailing ship. A sailing ship is moved by the wind. Cruise ship. Cruise ship. Cruise ships take people from place to place on a luxury floating holiday. Balloon. Balloon. A balloon brings people above the city for a great view. Airplane. Airplane. The airplane is low and coming into land. Biplane. Biplane. A biplane is an aeroplane with two wings. Airport. Airport. An airport is where people get on and off airplanes. Helicopter. Helicopter. A helicopter can take off without a runway and can get to hard-to-reach places. Cutlery. Cutlery. This is a wooden cutlery set. From left to right, it has a fork, knife, spoon, straw cleaning brush, and a straw. Napkin. Napkin. A red napkin was put under each person's cutlery. Chopsticks. Chopsticks. The person is using chopsticks to eat the ramen. Salt and pepper. Salt and pepper. Each table had salt and pepper for people to add to their food. Menu. Menu. The cafe had a menu showing everything they sell and how much each item costs. Shopping basket. Shopping basket. The shopping basket made it easier to collect groceries. Fill. Fill. I opened the lid and started to fill the glass with water from the bottle. Half. Half. The glass is half full of milk. Juice. Juice. I was thirsty, so I got a glass of juice. Teapot. Teapot. A teapot was used to mix hot water and tea leaves before it's poured into a cup. Added. Added. Milk is being added to the cup of tea. Mixed. Mixed. The chefs mix the cake's ingredients together in a glass bowl. Dough. Dough. The baker kneaded the dough before putting it into the pan to bake into bread. 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 The baker is taking a loaf of bread out of the pan. Slices. Slices. The bread has been cut into slices. Apple. Apple. A person holds an apple in their right hand. Pears. Pears. Two pears are on a dishcloth next to a glass of water. Banana. Banana. A single banana sits on the wooden counter. Mango, mango. The woman is holding a mango in her right hand. Oranges, oranges. 9 oranges sit in the shopping bag. Peas, peas. Peas are in the green bowl. Carrot, carrot. The person holds a carrot in their left hand. Potatoes, potatoes. We grew some potatoes in the garden. Pumpkins, pumpkins. 2 pumpkins sit on a shelf by the window. Wooden spoon, wooden spoon. Their container had a small wooden spoon so people could take food out easier. Rice, rice. We measured the dry rice in wooden spoons before cooking dinner. Can opener, can opener. We needed a can opener to eat some of the food we brought on the hike. Fork, fork. A fork is being used to eat spaghetti. Knife, knife. A knife is used to chop vegetables into smaller pieces. Spoon, spoon. The lady will use a spoon to eat her muesli after she adds milk to the bowl. Milk, milk. Milk is being poured into the bowl with cereal. Waffles, waffles. My friend cooked waffles and added blueberries and a half of a strawberry. Pikelets, pikelets. The plate has a big stack of pikelets topped with honey and butter. Pancakes, pancakes. We cook pancakes on weekends. I like mine with raspberries and maple syrup. Cereal, cereal. The person is eating cereal for breakfast. Eggs, eggs. I put 6 eggs on the counter with a whisk before making the omelette. Cracker, cracker. Some cracker biscuits are stacked on the counter. Cheese, cheese. A slice of cheese has been cut to put on a cracker. Popcorn, popcorn. Popcorn is a common snack to eat while watching a movie. Dumplings, dumplings. We handmade 11 dumplings for dinner. Hot dogs, hot dogs. 2 hot dogs topped with tomato sauce and mustard sit on a plate. Hamburger, hamburger. The hamburger has lettuce, tomato, and pickles, and came with a side of chips. Sliders, sliders. Sliders are a name for smaller hamburgers. Toppings, toppings. The pizza had a variety of toppings, including pepperoni, olives, bacon, tomato, and herbs. Wood-fired, wood-fired. The restaurant used a wood-fired oven to cook the pizzas. Variety, variety. There was a variety of different drinks in the fridge at the shop. Biscuits, biscuits. Several biscuits are in the bowl. Icing sugar, icing sugar. The fancy biscuits are being dusted with icing sugar. Ice cream, ice cream. We all had an ice cream cone after spending a day at the park. Cake, cake. A slice of chocolate cake with a strawberry on top is on the plate. Candy, candy. We keep candy so we can have something sweet after dinner. Muffins. Muffins. The choc chip muffins are very popular at the cafe. Piping bag. Piping bag. After baking them, we used a piping bag to draw details on the gingerbread people. Jacket. Jacket. The man is wearing a blue denim jacket as an extra layer on a colder day. Hoodie. Hoodie. The man is wearing a grey hoodie. Coat. Coat. On colder days, people often wear a coat because they cover more of the body. Parka. Parka. The hiker wore a red parka for protection from the wind and rain. Sleeves. Sleeves. Jackets usually have long sleeves covering all of the arm down to the wrists. Gloves. Gloves. The lady wears gloves to cover her hands, keeping them warm. Shirt. Shirt. The person is holding a green shirt on a coat hanger. Pants. Pants. The man wore pants to cover all of his legs while out working in the field. Belt. Belt. The lady is wearing a red belt with her pants. Shorts. Shorts. The lady wore shorts on a warm day. Skirt. Skirt. A lady wearing a dark blue skirt looks out from a hill. Dress. Dress. The lady looks out to the ocean while wearing a dress late one afternoon. Denim. Denim. As it was cool outside, both people wore a denim jacket. Seam. Seam. A seam is a join between two pieces of fabric. Pants. Pants. The lady is wearing a pair of torn denim pants. Zipper. Zipper. Zippers allow people to get into and out of clothes easily. Glasses. Glasses. Glasses are used by some people to help them see better. Sunglasses. Sunglasses. Sunglasses can protect the eyes from harmful light. Hat. Hat. A hat is on the chair. Straw hat. Straw hat. The lady wears a straw hat to protect her head from the sun. Cap. Cap. The lady is wearing a red cap backwards while walking in the countryside. Hat. Hat. The lady is wearing a round hat in the field of flowers. Socks. Socks. Two pairs of socks are hanging on the clothesline. Shoes. Shoes. Shoes protect the wearer's feet. Sneakers. Sneakers. Sneakers are commonly worn as they're comfortable to walk in. Sandals. Sandals. The man chose to wear sandals to the beach so he could take them off and go for a swim easily. High heels. High heels. The lady wears a pair of black high heels while sitting by the beach. Joggers. Joggers. Joggers are shoes made for people who do lots of running. Boots. Boots. The hiker wore boots to protect her feet on long walks in the wilderness. Knee-high boots. Knee-high boots. The lady wore knee-high boots and leggings to keep her legs warm. Sheepskin boots. Sheepskin boots. Sheepskin boots are lined with wool inside them to help keep feet warm. Necklace. Necklace. The lady wore a spiked necklace. Diamond. Diamond. The ring holds a diamond. Ring. Ring. A ring is a piece of jewellery made to go around a finger. These two rings are made of gold. Neck. Neck. The lady has the headphones resting around her neck. Arms. Arms. The two people had their arms outstretched and could nearly touch hands. Wrist. Wrist. The cat's paw is touching the person's wrist. Legs. Legs. The lady is putting sun cream on her legs. Feet. Feet. The lady dips her feet into the pool while working on the laptop. Cat. Cat. The cat is sitting on the path. Kitten. Kitten. A kitten is a young cat. Dog. Dog. The dog is sleeping on the grass. Running. Running. A dog is running towards you with a ball in its mouth. Cow. Cow. A cow eats grass in the paddock. Horse. Horse. A black horse runs across a field. Rabbits. Rabbits. Two rabbits are on the grass. Sheep. Sheep. Some sheep are out grazing in the field. Bear. Bear. The brown bear is standing in the river. Monkey. Monkey. The monkey is looking at itself in the mirror. Lion. Lion. A lion in the jungle. Cub. Cub. A cub is a young lion. Lioness. Lioness. The lioness and lion sit under the tree in the shade. Tiger. Tiger. The tiger walks through the snow. Giraffe. Giraffe. Giraffes have a long neck and legs, so they can eat from tall trees. Camel. Camel. A camel walks through the desert. Kookaburra. Kookaburra. A kookaburra is an Australian bird. Koalas. Koalas. Two koalas are in a tree eating gum leaves. Bird. Bird. The bird is flapping its wings to fly through the air. Butterfly. Butterfly. The butterfly sits on the red and yellow flower. Seagulls. Seagulls. Two seagulls flew overhead as I walked along the beach. Duckling. Duckling. A duckling is a young duck. Geese. Geese. These 5 geese are swimming along the river. Fish. Fish. Several fish swim in the pond. Goldfish. Goldfish. This goldfish is swimming in a fish tank. Turtle, turtle. A turtle is swimming in the ocean. Whale, whale. The whale jumped out of the water. House, house. The house is 2 stories tall and has a chimney. Doormat, doormat. The doormat is for people to wipe dirt off their shoes before entering the house. Key, key. The person is holding a key. Door, door. The staff member walked with me to my room and opened up the door. Bolts, bolts. The door has 4 bolts to secure it when it is locked. Window, window. On a hot day, we open the window to let the breeze cool the house. Rocking chair, rocking chair. The rocking chair in the bedroom has pillows and a blanket on it. Deck chair, deck chair. It was such a nice day, I put a deck chair on the lawn to read a book in the sun. Drawers, drawers. The wooden table has 4 drawers for extra storage, 2 on either side. Table, table. A laptop sits on the table between a chair and a pot plant. Clock, clock. The clock on the wall tells what time it is. Alarm clock, alarm clock. The alarm clock has bells on top and makes lots of noise when it's time to get up. Bath mat, bath mat. The bath mat between the bath and the sink helps stop people slipping. Shampoo, shampoo. The hotel left bottles of shampoo and conditioner in rooms for guests. Soap, soap. A bar of soap and a brush sit on the towels. Razor, razor. The lady uses a razor to shave her legs. Shaving, shaving. The man is shaving. Sink, sink. After waking up, I washed my face at the sink. Towels, towels. 3 towels sit on a small table in the bathroom. Hairbrush, hairbrush. This hairbrush is used to straighten long hair. Bag, bag. The bag made it easy to carry the fruit home from the shops. Fan, fan. When it gets hot, the fan is used to circulate air in the kitchen. Shelf, shelf. We keep the drinking glasses on the shelf above the kitchen counter. Oven, oven. Mum and her daughter baked a cake in the oven. Fry pan, fry pan. The fry pan was used to cook the egg. Fridge, fridge. A fridge keeps vegetables cool so they stay fresh longer. Drawer, drawer. A drawer allows items to be stored away from the countertops when not being used. Tap, tap. I turned on the tap in the kitchen to fill a glass of water. Dishcloth, dishcloth. The man wipes his hands with a dishcloth. Paper towel, paper towel. A paper towel is being used to wipe up the spill. Dinner table, dinner table. When the guests come over later, We will all sit down at the dinner table and eat. Bookcase. Bookcase. We put the large bookcase next to the wall in the study. Book. Book. A book is open on the table. Telephone. Telephone. The hotel had an old-style telephone beside the bed. Pillows. Pillows. The bed at the hotel had 3 pillows on it. Cot. Cot. A cot is a small bed for a baby to sleep in. Blanket. Blanket. I woke up and on my way to get breakfast, I saw my friend was still asleep on the lounge under a blanket. Washing machine. Washing machine. The lady loads the washing machine with clothes and detergent before starting it. Pegs. Pegs. Pegs hold the clothes to the clothesline. Pool. Pool. The pool of the house had a great view down the hill. Lawnmower. Lawnmower. The homeowner brings out a lawnmower to cut the grass when it gets long. Fence. Fence. The wooden fence marks the edge of the property. Shed. Shed. Behind the house is a shed where a car and the garden tools used to be kept. Toy car. Toy car. A toy car sits on the path. Newborn. Newborn. A dad spending some time with his newborn child. Mum. Mum. Mum lifts up a baby by the ocean. Dad. Dad. Dad spends time with his daughter at the beach. Baby bottle. Baby bottle. The lady adds baby formula to a baby bottle. Jigsaw puzzle. Jigsaw puzzle. The child has almost finished putting together the jigsaw puzzle. Blocks. Blocks. The child and adult play with some wooden blocks. Path. Path. We walked on the brick path to get to the lighthouse. Light post. Light post. The lamps in the light post would turn on at night and light up the pathway. Sundial. Sundial. Sundials were used to tell time before clocks were common. Park bench. Park bench. People can sit on the park bench if they get tired walking along the track. Road. Road. A kangaroo hops across the road. Pedestrian crossing. Pedestrian crossing. A pedestrian crossing is a safer spot to cross the street. 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 People cross the street at the pedestrian crossing. Footpath. Footpath. There is a small footpath on the side of the road for people to walk on away from the cars. Postbox. Postbox. We wanted to send a letter, so we put it into the postbox. Lifts. Lifts. The tall building has lifts to take people up and down from one floor to another. Button. Button. The person pushed the button inside the lift to open the doors. Payphones. Payphones. Several payphones are on the wall. Library. Library. I wanted to learn more about a new hobby, so I went to the library to borrow some books. Movie. Movie. We went to the cinema to see a movie. Browsing. Browsing. The lady is browsing the shoe section of the shop. 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 The lady went into the shop to buy a new handbag and have a look at the shoes. Baths. Baths. The swimming baths by the ocean was popular with locals and tourists alike. Bridge. Bridge. The steam train is travelling on the bridge to cross a river. Dam. Dam. Dams hold back water for gradual release and can generate electricity from the water as it flows by. Waterfall. Waterfall. The waterfall is a popular tourist attraction. Tent. Tent. The hiker reached the campsite early and set up their tent with time to spare for cooking dinner and enjoying the sunset. Twilight. Twilight. Twilight is the time between the end of the day and the start of night. Trolley. Trolley. We loaded the trolley with plants before pulling them to the car. Wheelbarrow. Wheelbarrow. The farmer used a wheelbarrow to collect the pumpkins from the field. Umbrella. Umbrella. The lady used a purple umbrella to keep herself dry while walking in the rain. Handbag. Handbag. The lady carried some things she needed during the day in a handbag. Purse. Purse. The lady carries her valuables in a purse. Wallet. Wallet. The man had a small wallet to carry a few cards and some cash. Can. Can. Aluminium cans are a way to store drinks. Ring pull. Ring pull. The ring pull was used to open the can of drink. Flask. Flask. The lady carried around a flask of water so she wouldn't get thirsty. Clipboard. Clipboard. The woman is writing notes on a clipboard while listening to a client. Checklist. Checklist. To be thorough and consistent, the inspector used a checklist when examining the house. Index cards. Index cards. The index cards have ruled lines on them with a red one on the top. Doll. Doll. The doll is standing beside a tree on an autumn day. Teddy bear. Teddy bear. The teddy bear put on a beanie and scarf to play out in the cold snow. Camera. Camera. The lady is about to take a photograph of you with the camera. Flute. Flute. The lady goes into the park to play her flute on the weekends. Microphone. Microphone. The microphone records the performer's voice before it's played to the audience on speakers. Headphones. Headphones. The man likes to listen to music on his headphones while taking the train. Briefcase. Briefcase. A man is walking across a pedestrian crossing carrying a briefcase in his left hand. Calculator. Calculator. The lady used a calculator to help create a budget. Battery. Battery. The computer has a button cell battery to keep track of time when it's turned off. Smartphone. Smartphone. A smartphone can do more than just make calls and text people. Laptop. Laptop. A laptop computer sits on a table. Computers. Computers. 3 computers were set up on the desk as a temporary office for the team. Tablet. Tablet. The author reviewed the document on a tablet. Stylus. Stylus. The man uses a stylus to navigate the graphs on the tablet. Single board computer. Single board computer. This computer has a network card, USB ports, headphone jack, and HDMI output, all on one circuit board. Case. Case. The computer is in a plastic case to protect it. SD card. SD card. An SD card is a small storage device commonly used in digital cameras. USB drive. USB drive. A USB drive can store files for easy backup and transporting. Clocks. Clocks. These 4 clocks show the time at other places around the world. Dial. Dial. The person turns the dial on the clothes washing machine to change its settings. Magnifying glass. Magnifying glass. The words were small, so I used a magnifying glass to make them bigger. Lantern. Lantern. This lantern burns kerosene to create a portable source of light. Axe. Axe. An axe is a tool used to chop wood. The camper has recently chopped wood to fuel the fire. Chainsaw. Chainsaw. A chainsaw was used to quickly cut through the log. Chisels. Chisels. The woodworker has several chisels resting in the shelf. Cordless drill. Cordless drill. A man has opened the door to the balcony to fix it with a cordless drill. Jigsaw. Jigsaw. The worker uses a jigsaw to cut the wood. Tape measure. Tape measure. The man used a tape measure to find where to cut the wood so it will be the right size. Skateboard. Skateboard. The lady rides down a road on a skateboard. Skateboards. Skateboards. People ride skateboards to get around the city quicker. Ball. Ball. A golf ball sits near the edge of the hole. String. String. We keep a ball of string in a kitchen drawer for odd jobs and craft. Box. Box. A cardboard box is a light, cheap way to move things. Ball. Ball. The soccer ball is in the middle of the field. Bouquet. Bouquet. The teddy bear is holding a bouquet of flowers and a love heart. Barn. Barn. The farm animals go into the barn to sleep at night. Bricks. Bricks. The bike leans against the wall made of bricks. Cards. Cards. A deck of cards was brought out to play some games. Checks. Checks. The woman checks her phone while having a coffee. Push-ups. Push-ups. 3 people do push-ups together at the gym. Build. Build. The forklift was used to help build the house. Portable. Portable. Older computers were less portable than laptops. Sun. sun. The sun shines brightly above the clouds. Heart, heart. The person made a heart shape using both of their hands. Lost, lost. People would often get lost in the maze. Assemble, assemble. The cot came as a kit, but had instructions on how to assemble it. It took a while, but we got it built. Hanging, hanging. When she finished, the singer left her headphones hanging on the microphone. Leather, leather. The leather chair was the dog's favourite. Mast, mast. We flew the drone above the mast of the ship to get a good photo looking down at it. Tipped, tipped. The front loader has tipped dirt into a truck. Knot, knot. The rope was tied around the post in a knot to keep it from moving. Fancy, fancy. The bride had her hair done up fancy for her wedding day. Filled, filled. After the cans were filled, a machine puts lids on them. Flooded, flooded. The city was flooded after it received too much rain in a few days. Flat, flat. Most of the dominoes were flat on the table. Haircut, haircut. The man went to the barber to get a haircut. Handstand, handstand. The man nearby does a handstand while the surfer walks by behind. Indoor, indoor. The indoor pool allowed guests to comfortably swim when it's very cold outside. Leave, leave. When I'm not wearing them, I leave my glasses on the box in my library. Numbers, numbers. The blocks all have different numbers painted on them. Letters, letters. The blocks have letters written on them. Lesson, lesson. The student next to me took out their phone midway through the lesson. School, school. A school is where children go to learn. Lightning bolt, lightning bolt. A lightning bolt strikes the ground off in the distance. Meet, meet. The development team would meet in the office once a week, but otherwise could work from home. Mountainside, mountainside. The hotel was on the mountainside. Outriggers, outriggers. The outriggers installed on both sides of the boat help keep it steady. Rail yard, rail yard. The rail yard stores train carriages and sorts them to build trains. Rope, rope. Rope was used to tie the boat to the jetty. Ruins, ruins. The building was once well maintained, but now it is in ruins. Scuba diver, scuba diver. The scuba diver is taking a photo close to the turtle. Skier, skier. A skier makes their way down the mountainside. Snowboarder, snowboarder. The snowboarder who just came up the chairlift looks down at the ski run. Spinnaker, spinnaker. The colourful spinnaker sail was put out to catch more wind to go faster. Stage, stage. The orchestra was still setting up on stage as the audience started coming in for the show. Standing, standing. The person carefully placed the dominoes to get them standing on the table. Stars. Stars. By hiking into the countryside, a lot more stars were visible without the lights of the city. Swimming. Swimming. The athlete is swimming in the water. Typing. Typing. A person is typing on a keyboard. Wind turbines. Wind turbines. 2 wind turbines help generate electricity when the wind blows fast enough. If you've made it this far, thanks for watching. If you have any requests for words or other feedback, please leave a comment. I will be making more of these styles of videos, as for single videos and supercuts. For the latest single videos, check out the playlist on the end screen, and for supercuts, subscribe to receive notifications when they are published.